Hey, what's up guys? Shelvage here. Hope everyone's doing well. I'm going to talk about rubber outsoles. I'll go over a few of my favorite styles, what I think are the most common, and then I'll touch on my favorite and share a few examples of those, talking about why it's actually my favorite. Let's start with what I would consider the epitome of a rubber outsole. This is a Commando sole. Now, this is a Vibram outsole, but the brand in this case, as well as all the examples that we'll show tonight, is not the purpose or the point of the conversation. It's really the style from an aesthetic as well as a functional perspective. So this is, like I said, this is the Commando outsole. They do make this in a full rubber outsole like you see here, as well as a kind of a half sole and a heel. This is from Carmina, but they do make this in a number of other styles. You'll see this from Alden's Commando outsole and a few other brands. So the Commando outsole, without a doubt, is the most functional, the most rugged. And if you are looking for a boot that is going to be able to kind of withstand any of the weather, the elements, any terrain, that you're walking on, this is the outsole that you would want to go with. I've never had an issue with this. I've never had any slipping or kind of loss of, grip, which would be a slip. I've never had that with this Commando outsole or any of the other full Commando outsoles that I've had, which was one from It's Hide and another style from Vibram. So this is definitely your kind of bulletproof Commando outsole. And like I said, it's definitely the most robust. If you're going for function over form, definitely the one you want to go with. This is kind of the second in line as far as the most durable and the most effective from a rubber sole perspective. So this is your classic kind of Dainite studded rubber outsole. This is the Dainite brand. There are a number of kind of manufacturers like Vibram. Carmina even offers their own branded style. So you'll see this from a number of different manufacturers, but Dainite, I think, is kind of the classic branded name brand that you would associate with this, because I think in most cases, when someone sees this, they call it a Dainite sole. Now, this is a much more refined look, because if you look at that from the side profile, you can definitely tell it's a rubber outsole, but it doesn't have that same kind of like chunkiness or robust look that the full Commando sole looks like. Now, the Dainite sole, or the rubber studded outsole, somewhat controversial. I don't know if it's really that controversial, but either like love it or hate it type of sole. I personally am not a huge fan of it. I think it does provide a nice kind of like happy medium of, it gives you that nice clean silhouette, but it also gives you the benefit of a full rubber outsole with some traction, some grip. I've definitely had occasions of slipping on soles like this, but it's going to be a little more robust, and this is kind of your classic rubber outsole that you'll be able to see while still maintaining that sleek silhouette that's associated with a dress shoe or a dress boot. Now for my personal favorite, and what I would go with and choose every time, whether it's a shoe or a boot, is the full leather outsole with a Vibram or a rubber heel and a rubber half sole. So let's kind of unpack that. So like I said, this is my favorite combination here. This gives you the most refined look. It maintains a very clean silhouette. No one, unless they are actually kind of coming up very close and looking, is going to be able to tell that that has a rubber outsole on it. Now, even when you look at it this way, it still kind of maintains a very clean silhouette, a very refined look. You really do get all of the benefits of having a full rubber outsole, but you get the feel and the kind of the walk, the spring, and all the benefits of a full leather outsole as well. So one of the things that I enjoy the most about a leather outsole is just the feel of it as you're walking on it. It has a much different feel. It's not as spongy as a rubber sole. And this gives you the benefit of, the same aesthetic and the same feel as you're walking on it as a full leather outsole, because that's what it is. This is my favorite pattern for this style, and I call this the Vibram Explosion outsole. I think it has a number associated with it. So if I can figure out what that is, I'll put that in the description. So if you need to ask for it at any point, you can always refer to the actual name of it. And then here are a few other examples of Vibram kind of half soles that, have a different style, a different look to them. And I've really had success with all of them. So this is another version from Vibram. and you can see it has a a much different pattern than you see here, but overall it still gives you a lot of the performance and a lot of the benefits of this combination. Here is another example from Vibram. This again has a different pattern. It has the toe plate combination, but it does have the leather stacked heel with a leather top lift. So again, same benefits, same design as the other. It just has a different pattern from Vibram on this. Before I get into a few other examples, which I really think are my favorite as far as how it's set up and how it's configured, let me show you why I prefer the toe plate here. So as you look at it from here, you can barely tell the difference between the one without the toe plate and the one with the toe plate. Obviously, as I lift them up, you can tell, but you can see the wear from the toe spring, or kind of me pressing off on the toe as I walk. You can see that wear is starting to come through, and it just it shows that wear. Obviously, you don't see that. It just kind of maintains that clean front, and it also prolongs the life of the sole. This was done by Jim McFarland Shoe Repair, America's Cobbler on Instagram. I'll drop his info in the description. He is definitely my go-to cobbler. For me, this is the perfect configuration. So you get all of the benefits of having the full rubber outsole, but you still maintain that refined, sleek silhouette, and then you still get the added benefit of the metal toe plate. If we can get, there we go, the metal toe plate, and it's just kind of the best of all of the worlds. So this would be my go-to configuration, maybe a Triumph toe plate, but overall, this would be the look that you would see. As you can see, there are a number of different options here. I wouldn't necessarily say there's always a right and a wrong answer. There are definitely options that are more robust, more functional, and more aesthetic. So I think it's really a personal choice. It's something that, really depends on the kind of the owner, the client. Let me know your thoughts on the rubber outsole in general and what your favorite style or favorite configuration is. And let me know if you have any questions about the styles that you saw here. Happy to help out or point you in the right direction if I can. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for watching, and everyone have a good week.